Good morning, dear students. I am Ms. Vandana Pai. In today's lecture of the subject Principles of Business Management, we will be studying controlling, its concept, and the traditional and modern technique used into controlling. Okay. Now, first of all, what is controlling all about? Yes, the meaning of controlling function can be defined as ensuring that activities in an organization are performed as per plan. See, whenever we consider the different functions of management, which a manager as a responsible person of the organization needs to perform, okay, the first function which he is supposed to carry out is planning. Okay, see, in planning, or the planning does includes your production planning, your resource planning, and many of the different things are included into the function of planning, right? Yes, what is planning? Planning is deciding in advance what is to be done in future. Okay, so whenever the track or the path which you will be undertaking, or the um, chronology, the sequence which you will be undertaking, whenever it is defined, yes, in controlling what is done, see, after a due course of time, after a duration, okay, after a duration, you as a person, okay, you need to check whether all the work performed is as per the plan, as per the schedule, or whether there is having any deviation or difference between what actually is, or and what was the standard which we have determined. Okay, if there is any difference, or if there is any deviation, then surely yes, you need to be alert and you need to perform something which will be corrective and which will surely bridge the gap between actual and the standard ones. Okay, so whatsoever you do to bridge the gap between, okay, to bridge the gap between actual and standard, it is does included into controlling. So controlling also ensures that an organization's resources are being used effectively and efficiently for the achievement of predetermined goals. Yes, those predetermined means well in advance. Okay, all those goals and targets which are well defined, which are defined in advance. Okay, all these goals, what they are done, yes, whether you are carrying the activities in the same direction towards achievement of those goals or not. Okay, whether you are able to achieve the organization's goals or not. Okay, checking something related to this is included in controlling. Okay, so controlling is one of the most important function of management, in which yes, you do ensure that whether your progress, or whether the activities whichever are carried through and into your organization, they are in the same direction or not. Okay, then let's see the definition of controlling given by different management thinkers. Okay, in the words of Kuntz and O'Donnell, controlling is the measuring and correcting of activities of subordinates to assure that events conform to plan. Okay, see whether the events whichever they do happen, or the activities which happen through your subordinates into your organization, whether they are as per the plan, or yes, they are not as per the plan. Is it? Ensuring this is done into controlling. Okay, then another thinker, George Taylor. Okay, how they have defined controlling? Yes, controlling can be defined as the process. Is it? Controlling is a process, right? Okay, the controlling can be defined as the process of determining what is to be done, what is to be accomplished, that is the standard, what is being accomplished, that is the performance, evaluating the performance, and if necessary, applying corrective measures so that the performance takes place according to plans, that is in conformity with the standard. See, what this thinker has mentioned into the definition of controlling. See, okay, in controlling, what is to be done? Yes, first you need to draft what you need to achieve through your organization. Yes, where you want to go. Okay, where you want to go, what are the targets of your organization? Yes, define it. Then, yes, what can be standard into it? Okay, yes, you have determined the plan, you have determined your target. Okay, to achieve that target, what can be the standard method? Okay, highlight it. Then start performing. Yes, start performing that thing. Okay, and after that, okay, check the actual performance with the standard performance which you expect. Okay, whenever we compare, yes, whenever we compare, there might be some differences, deviations and variations between the actual thing which you are doing and or the actual activity which you are performing and the expected or the standard activity. Is it? Now whenever we compare, we do highlight some of the differences, right? We do highlight some of the differences. Okay, now only highlighting the differences, whether it is important, okay, or it is enough? No. Okay, to take the corrective actions related to it, to take the corrective measures related to it, so that in the next production activity you will never be finding such type of variations or differences. Okay, this all things, they are included under the single function called as controlling. Okay, now let's see some of the features of controlling. Okay, see, an effective control system, it does has following features. Which are the features? Yes, first one is it helps in achieving organizational goals. Okay, it helps in achieving the organizational goals. Okay, see, all those organization goals, targets which you have thought while establishing the organization, okay, those can be met effectively by controlling function. Okay, then facilitates optimum utilization of resources. Okay, facilitates optimum utilization of resources means what? Yes, how you can utilize the resources into proper manner. See, at the initial stage you might be having acute resources or limited resources, or the resources, both physical resources and human resources, which are made available to you, it might be in, yes, it might be in less amount or less proportion. Is it? So whenever we consider such type of limited or inadequate resources, yes, at the initial stage, as you don't have enough funds or financial resources, you can't even add some of the some of the resources. So at this time you need to properly utilize, okay, you need to properly utilize the available funds. Is it? Okay, so what you are supposed to do? Yes, see, through controlling itself you can optimally utilize all the available resources to you. Is it? Okay, then it evaluates the accuracy of the standard. Okay, it evaluates the accuracy of the standard. It evaluates the accuracy of the standard means what? Yes, okay, whether the standard which you have laid down, whether it is accurate in the sense, okay, whether it is sufficient from your viewpoint. Is it? That is also checked through controlling. Then it also sets discipline and order. It also sets discipline and order. See, okay, in controlling a thorough check is done, right? Okay, in controlling a thorough check is done, or a thorough check we do find, okay, through which yes, the resources themselves will be generating their standards, or they themselves, they will be clear with it that, okay, what they are supposed to do. So it will be quite helpful for them, yes, to set discipline and order, yes. Then motivates the employees and boosts employee morale. Okay, see, through controlling itself, as we know that what is the standard, what we are supposed to do, all the plans they are clear. Okay, right from the chronology, the sequence of performance of activities till the targets and all those things. Okay, all these things they are clear, right? All these things they are clear. Okay, so as all the things they are clear, okay, it is quite helpful for the employees to work, and they will be self motivated. They will be self motivated, and also it helps to boost their morale. Okay, it ensures future planning by revising standards. Okay, it ensures future planning by revising the standards. Okay, see, the future planning, what is future planning? Yes, whenever we think about the standards, yes, whenever the standards they are set, whenever the standards they are set, okay, considering the future changes in the future or the environment into the near future, okay, the threats as well as the opportunities into the future, okay, the standards they are set. Okay, so it will be quite helpful to revise timely. It improves overall performance of an organization. Yes, it improves overall performance of an organization. Yes, see, as per the plan, whenever you draft your action plan, okay, you take all the actions in that respect, you conduct all the activities in that respect, okay, surely it will help you to achieve all those things in time, okay, which you have pre-decided. Okay, in turn it helps you to, yes, overall increase the performance of the organization. Okay, now it also minimizes the errors. See, every time you do have check, right? Every time you do have check between, yes, what is actual and what is standard, is it? So whenever you do have check between actual and standard, surely it will be helpful for you to minimize the errors. Okay, because your employees as well as you always will be checking the plans, is it, the sequence of activities to be conducted, is it? So there will be no, or there will be minimum wastage of resources, and it will be quite helpful for you to achieve whatsoever you have planned and dreamed for your organization. Then techniques of controlling. Okay, techniques of controlling. What are the different techniques of controlling? See, techniques of controlling can be divided into two parts. First part is traditional technique. Okay, the techniques which are practiced or used by managers since long period of time, and the second part is modern technique. Okay, so one by one we will go through the techniques. First one is budgetary control. See, what is a budget? Budget is a statement which reflects future incomes, expenditures, and profits that can be earned by a firm. It is a future projection of the firm's financial position. Non financial aspects like units produced, units sold, unit cost of material, and labor, etc., can also be important component of a budget. Budget is the process of stating in quantitative terms planned organization activities for a given period of time. Budgeting control refers to comparison of actual performance with planned or budgeted performance. It is a basic technique of control and is used at every level of organization. Budgets are prepared for the organization as a whole and for each departmental unit. Okay, then it is standard costing. What is standard costing all about? Yes, standard costing is a method in which the costs they are predetermined. Okay, costs are predetermined. Okay, and the actual output and the standard output, it is compared, the variations they are found. Okay, and the organization can effectively work on it. Okay, that is standard costing. Next is financial ratio analysis. A ratio is an arithmetical relationship between two figures. Ratio analysis is a study of ratios between various items or groups in the financial statement of an organization. With the help of such analysis, the efficiency of financial performance of an enterprise can be judged. It measures financial condition, profitability, and efficiency of the enterprise. This analysis is an important technique to exercise control over the departments of an enterprise. Okay. For example, liquidity ratio, leverage ratio, turnover ratios, profitability ratio, valuation ratio, etc. Yes, it is a useful tool for managerial control. It helps in determining whether the financial responsibilities they are accomplished effectively. It helps in evaluating the liquidity and profitability of an organization. Also, it determines the financial success or failure of an organization. So, financial ratio analysis, it is one of the method used to establish the relationship between the present financial performance and past performance. Okay, and it is helpful for the organization to succeed, and surely it helps to correct the errors. Then internal audit. What is internal audit? Internal audit means a check taken after a 6 months duration. Actually, internal audit is an effective technique of financial and managerial control. It means the independent process of verifying and evaluating the accounting, financial, and other functions of the business organization. Internal audit is carried out by the managers themselves or by the special staff appointed for this purpose. Okay, compared to external audit that remains unconcerned with the operational aspect of the organization, internal audit is much broader in scope and concerned with the whole range of activities of the organization. Thus, internal audit, in addition to ensuring that the accounts properly reflect the facts, evaluates the policies, procedures, and effectiveness of the methods, the use of authority, special problems, and other operations. Okay, internal audit feeds the managers with a perpetual supply of control information. By measuring the performance and evaluating the results on the basis of the standard, internal audit makes suitable recommendations for managerial actions. It also verifies the relevance and applicability of the policies, procedures, and methods. Such a verification helps in selecting a suitable working procedures. The introduction of internal audit arouses moral and working efforts of all members in the organization because it involves the risk of being exposed before the managers, and they try to avoid the errors of omission and commission. Okay, then break even analysis. This is also traditional method of controlling. Break-even analysis means it is an analysis of the interrelationship between the cost of production, volume of production, and the amount of profits. Okay, it is also known as cost volume profit analysis. Costs are of two types: fixed cost and variable cost. The relationship between cost of production and volume of production, it is reflected into such type of analysis. So break-even chart depicts graphically the total cost and sales revenue at various levels of sale. It helps in determining the minimum volume of sales at which costs are fully recovered and beyond which profit can be earned. It is a useful tool of managerial control. Break-even analysis can be applied to estimate profits at different levels of activity or to estimate the turnover for desired profit. Through separating fixed cost and variable cost, it enables the manager to exercise control over variable expenses. Break-even analysis is useful to the managers for decision making and the preparation of budgets. Okay, then statistical control. What is statistical control? Statistical control means applying different methods used into statistics or different tools used in statistics to establish controlling into the organization. Okay, see, the statistical reports are used, okay, which provides various information in respect of accomplishment of work, productivity, effectiveness and efficiency of the subordinates, deviations of performance from the standards and the possible reasons for deviation of the work or responsibilities allocated to different employees of the enterprise. The analysis of statistical data in terms of averages, percentage, ratios, correlation and so on is very helpful in controlling production, quality, inventory, etc. The statistical reports are analytical documents in the form of tables, charts, graphs, etc. They provide factual data and trends which are useful for managerial control. These reports reveal whether the prescribed policies are being implemented or not. On the basis of statistical reports, the top level managers take decisions with regard to the performance of the subordinate employees and the direct corrective measures for immediate implementation. However, this technique of control is quite time consuming. The other part, modern techniques of controlling. Okay, return on investment. What is return on investment? Yes, here return on investment is a useful tool of controlling overall performance of an enterprise. It is also called return on capital employed. The basic aspect of this technique is that profit is taken not as an absolute figure but is considered in relation to the invested capital. Rate of return is calculated by dividing the net profits by the total amount of investment. It can be computed in respect of historical data so as to reveal the rate of return realized, or it may be applied to budgeted data to give a projected rate of return. It places high values on the effective and efficiency use of organization resources. It is a mirror which reflects the entire image of operating activity. As such, suitable actions can be taken for removing inefficiency. It can be treated as total control system in the sense that rate of return reflects the objectives of the organization. It indicates how effectively the resources are being used. It makes the managers alert to wastage and inefficiency. It is a useful technique of comparing the performance of organization over the years as well as with other enterprises. It also helps in comparing the performance of different departments and divisions of the organization. Okay. Then a ratio analysis, is it different ratios they are used, okay, and analysis is made through it so that it will be helpful for determining the actual performance of the organization. Then responsibility accounting. Responsibility accounting, what is it? Yes, as per the cost, as per the sales and different aspects, okay, as per the different aspects of the organization, yes, the responsibility centers they are prepared. Okay, responsibility accounting is the technique of accounting wherein the performance of various employees is evaluated by ascertaining how far they have implemented the predetermined targets set for the departments, units, sections or divisions for which they are responsible. The use of responsibility accounting focuses attention on management by objective rather than management by domination. Each employee is responsible for his area of operation and for effective control. He must know what his costs should be and what his costs were. Thus, in responsibility accounting, costs are allocated to responsibility centers instead of products. A responsibility center is an organizational unit such as department, division, or section headed by a responsible person. The head is responsible for reaching the target set for his center. Okay, the cost incurred by responsible centers are divided into two categories: controllable cost and uncontrollable cost. Okay, the costs are accumulated and reported according to the classification. The head of a responsibility center is responsible directly for the controllable cost of his center. Okay, then management audit. What is management audit? See, the audit which is performed by the management, it is included in management audit. Okay, now why it is conducted? Okay, what is the purpose of such type of management audit? Okay, let's see. Audit means periodic inspection of financial statements and verifying that the statements are honestly and fairly prepared according to accounting principles. An audit thus provides a basis for control. Audit can be divided into two parts: external audit and internal audit. Yes, it refers to verification of financial statements. Companies' assets, liabilities, and capital accounts are checked and deviations are reported to managers for future action. Control is thus facilitated through verification of accounts against the standard principles. This audit is known as financial audit. Okay, external audit checks fraudulent practices in preparing financial accounts so that outside parties like investors, bankers, and financial institutes enter into fair and honest dealings with the firm. Okay, external audit is conducted by people external to the organization. Okay, certified public accountants or chartered accountants conduct this audit for the firm. Okay, since external audit is conducted at end of the financial year, when accounts have already been prepared, it serves as a method to control future actions. Current operations of the firm cannot be controlled by managers. The limitation of external audit is to overcome through internal audit. And the other part is internal audit. It refers to verification of various statistical data and reports so that correct and fair presentation of financial statements is made. It evaluates the firm's internal operations, determines where things have gone wrong, and take the correction action whichever is needed. Okay, then PERT and CPM. When a complex project is undertaken which involves a series of interrelated or interdependent activities, the network models or techniques help in planning, coordinating, and controlling the networks of activities. Various sequence of activities they are scheduled with reference to the time and cost, and managers execute the project within the constraints of time and cost. Two commonly used techniques that help in execution of complex projects are PERT and CPM. Okay, PERT stands for Program Evaluation and Review Technique, developed initially for US Navy special projects. Critical Path Method, developed by researchers of DU Point Company and computer specialists from Remington Rand Company. Okay, what is PERT? PERT is also called Time Event Network. It is a technique used to plan and control a complex project that is represented as a network of events and activities with time estimates given to complete each activity. It is a network of events and activities on a project with estimated time for completion of each activity. An event is the beginning or the ending of the activity. It is represented by a circle in the network. An event by itself does not use time or resources. An activity is the time taken by an operation between two events. It represents time taken to complete an event. It is represented by an arrow. A simple network of events and activities appears like this. The project can be completed in the following two sequences of event. After developing the network, managers focuses on time estimates to complete each activity. CPM is the longest duration path through the network activities that lie on critical path which cannot be delayed. Without delaying the project, critical path analysis is an important aspect of project planning because of its impact on the entire project. Slack time is the time between the earliest and latest start time for an activity or between the earliest and latest finish time for an activity. It is the amount of time by which an activity can be delayed without delaying the project. Since the slack time for critical path is 0, it represents the shortest time during which the project must be completed. Manager must focus on the critical path. Delay in completion of any activity along the critical path by 1 week will delay the whole project by 1 week. The critical path in the case has to be shortened if the project is to be completed before the time specified on critical method. Critical path method determines critical activities for completing the project, assumes expected time as the time taken to complete the project and concentrates on this critical sequence of activities to optimize the use of time resources. It concentrates only on the critical path and not the whole project. Then management information system. Management information system or MIS. What is it? Okay, yes, to collect the information of the system, collect the information in a system itself is management information system. Okay, what is done into management information system? Okay, let's see. Management information system is the method of providing the relevant and required information through computer to each manager of the organization at the proper time and in the right form, which aids his understanding and stimulates his action. In other words, it is a systematic system of giving the past, present, and projection information regarding internal operation and external intelligence. It supports the planning, control, and operational functions of an organization by providing uniform information in right time and correct form to assist the decision making process. With the increasing use of electronic devices, particularly computers, a great deal of attention has been given to the development of information systems which provide relevant information to the managers concerned for decision making and control. A prerequisite of effective control is timely and authentic information for the controlling authority. The flow of information is made regular by an information system known as management information system. It is applied as a very important tool of control in large organizations where a huge number of activities take place. It helps to a large extent in quantitative and qualitative controlling of all types of activities of an enterprise. But the system is expensive and efficient managerial persons are needed for effective operation of the technique. So with this we do conclude today's lecture. Thank you.